he turns around to her and he's just like, but hold on a minute. This is my house. I pay all the bills. I give you money to buy all the things that you buy. I literally fund your lifestyle. So if there's anyone that's going to be getting out of this house, it's going to be you.
Jesus is Lord.
And I just think that it continues to reinforce why I think it's so important that as women, like, we need to have our own. Yes, you can have something with your partner, but have your own. It is so important. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I've got a slight change of background, well, not even a slight, complete change of background with the red sofa and that. I'm currently away in Jersey at the moment with my boyfriend, and yeah, I thought, you know what, like, whilst I've got a different background, let me even just record a few videos whilst I'm here. And also because I actually haven't sat down and recorded a video in a while. I know that you guys will see that I've been uploading videos, but a lot of those videos have been recorded a while ago. So it's been a little while since I've actually sat down and properly recorded a video. And yeah, I definitely had a few weeks of just feeling a bit off. You know, sometimes you're on a roll with like creating content, and then you just have just a few weeks where you just don't even have the motivation, I'll be honest. And I wasn't feeling too well, so all of that compounded just left me doing nothing. So it actually feels so good to be back sitting down talking to you guys. So anyway, in today's video, as you can see by the title, we're here to talk about Betty Broderick.
Bruh.
Right. Now, I am just flabbergasted. Well, not flabbergasted, because you often hear of similar stories like that, but I feel like, no, like, we need to really talk about it, as in we need to talk about it because I feel like when I watch things like that, or I hear stories like that, it just continues to remind me why I am so passionate about women having their own money, women having their own kind of careers, women having their own life outside of their relationships. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about, and you always hear me going on and on about it. I say it to my friends, family, etc. It's so important, and I just think that that story is just a prime example. Obviously not condoning going and shooting your ex-husband and his new wife, not at all. But what I mean more is like the little parts of the story. So anyway, for those that probably don't even know what I'm rambling on about, go to Netflix and watch Dirty John season 2. It's about Betty Broderick, which is actually based on a true story of a woman who ended up shooting her ex-husband and his new wife. And there's obviously a lot to the story up until before that point. But yeah, definitely go check it out. Or even if you just Google her name, you'll get a short synopsis of the story of what happened. And essentially, she was married, and the story is set in, I can't even remember, was it the 70s or the 80s? I can't remember. But, you know, back then it was quite standard that, you know, the husband would go out and work and the wife would stay at home, had the kids, look after the house, etc. It was pretty standard setup. And yeah, so throughout the time when her husband was studying, she was actually the one working, she was the one making the money and putting him through school, working multiple jobs, putting him through school, looking after the kids, etc. Then he obviously then goes and gets his job and he makes it big, and they're living the lifestyle that they've always dreamed of. They're rich, you know, they're going on holidays, they got country clubs, they've got private schools for the children, they've got everything they could ever want. And then eventually he hires this young receptionist, and, you know, I won't spoil it for anyone, but yeah, you can kind of get the drift. But anyway, the reason why I'm so passionate about it, and the reason why the whole story just infuriated me, is because there was a part in it where the husband turns around to her. So first she turns around to the husband and she says to the husband, right, listen, you need to fire that receptionist, innit? Like, you need to get rid of her. And if you don't get rid of her, then you can get out of this house. At first, when she first says that, he doesn't say anything. He doesn't respond. Then she says it again. Then when she now realizes that he hasn't fired her, she comes again. I thought I told you to fire this girl. Why is she still working for you? And I told you, like, what the consequences are if you don't do it. So he turns around to her and he's just like, but hold on a minute. This is my house. I pay all the bills. I give you money to buy all the things that you buy. I literally fund your lifestyle. So if there's anyone that's going to be getting out of this house, it's going to be you.
Jesus is Lord.
So at that point, I'm like, no. Like, I felt that in my soul. Like, I felt it, like, so deep, almost as if he was even talking to me. That's how much I wanted to jump through the screen when he said that. But at the same time, like, I know that back then it was a different time. That was a pretty standard setup. But I also think that even now, till today, like, a lot of women do that. Like, we put so much into, like, men and relationships, and to the point where you're not actually doing anything else for yourself. You don't actually have a life outside of your relationship, and you don't have anything else going for you, not in a mean way. And I just think that it continues to reinforce why I think it's so important that as women, like, we need to have our own. Yes, you can have something with your partner, but have your own. It is so important, because I just cannot, I refuse for somebody to come and just rubbish me and tell me, yeah, this is my house, like, I fund your lifestyle, I own you. How about that? Like, no, 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 that ain't happening. And yeah, let's hope that that doesn't happen in this day and age going forward. So anyway, I kind of wanted to just talk about, like, the importance of, as women, having something for yourself, whether it's a hobby, whether it's a business, whether it's education, like, whatever it is, just making sure that you've got something that you can call that's just for you, and not living your life in such a way where you're so consumed in your relationship that you don't have anything else to show for your life. And whilst relationships are beautiful, marriage is beautiful, children are beautiful, these are all beautiful things that we all aspire to. But I just think that it's important to also have your own identity within a relationship, because what happens if, God forbid, that relationship breaks down, you don't know who you are anymore, because your life, your identity has only been that person. It really, really got me thinking about a time, like, so I'm gonna go into a little mini story time for you guys. So I remember I was dating a guy years and years ago, and I can't even remember, like, what we argued about, or like, and at that time, so I wasn't driving at the time, and I remember we were having this argument, and he turned around to me and he was like,
"How you getting home, though?"
"Excuse me, sir?" At that moment, it just did something to me, like a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, never in my life will I ever put myself in a situation where a man has a hold over me, in that sense that I can't do something because of him. I said, nah. And even though that was just a small example, and we're going back a good however many years, I was probably, what, like 18 or 19 at this point, but it ignited a fire within me. And it was like, no, I will never put myself in this situation again. So I went out, got my license, passed my test, bought a car. I said, nah, I'm never going to be in a situation where someone's going to turn around and tell me, how you getting home? Like, and literally, like, at that point, that was literally my only way to get home, would be for him to have dropped me home. So I said to myself, like, no, I never, ever, ever want to be in such a situation again. And I've always lived my life in such a way where I try to make sure that I have enough things going for myself, irrespective of whether I'm in a relationship or not. So I just want to continue to, like, reinforce that message, that just make sure you have something for you, something to call your own, whatever it is. Make sure you have your own savings, stack that money. It's great to save and build with your partner. I'm a firm believer in that, trying to build your empire together, but still have something for you, whether it's an investment for yourself, whatever it is, just something that you can say, yeah, this is, I've done this, and, you know, no one's ever going to hold this over me one day and turn around and say, oh, but I did this for you. And I think that line that Betty Broderick's husband said to her really, really, really gets me, because I always say it, like, in jokes and stuff, or when I'm talking with friends, I always say, I would hate for a man to tell me to get out of his house. Like, that's, I can't, like, I don't know, like, my pride is just, I don't know, I couldn't. You can't be telling me to get out of our house, because that's what it would be, first of all. And second of all, no, like, I can't. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a pride thing, I don't know, but it's just always been like a fear of mine, so to speak. So anyway, I think we can learn, like, a lot of lessons from Betty. I mean, when you watch it and when you read about it, you know that there was definitely some deeper rooted issues there, for sure. Like, we cannot deny that. And it definitely seems like she definitely tipped over the edge. But I think that just that kind of, her feeling that sense of not just betrayal from, I guess, the infidelity, but she really felt a sense of entitlement, is what I got. I felt like she felt a sense of entitlement, like, hold on, you wouldn't have got to where you got to without me. I put you through school, I worked, put you through school. I'm entitled to whatever it is that you've got going on now, because at that point he was worth millions. So she kind of felt like, no, like this is part of what I've built. And I totally get that. I can totally understand that. But then at the same time, it's like, yeah, you did do that, but you've now lived your life in such a way where you have classed that as being your life, when really that was his dreams. And whilst you were an amazing wife to support his dreams, that was his dreams, and he did do that. So again, I think sometimes like a sense of entitlement can be attached to it, and it's like, no babe, like it's good that you did that as a good wife, but at the same time you should have had your own thing going on as well, so that you didn't feel that when he walked out the door he took everything with it. Ladies, let's just not do that. But I'd love to hear what you guys' opinions are on that season, or if you haven't watched the season but you've read the story, please do leave your comments below and let me know like what you thought about it, because I was very rattled, very rattled by it, as you can tell. But yeah, I thought I'd just come and have a quick chit chat with you guys about that. Let me know if you want me to do like random chit chats like that. I am a very random person. Sometimes like things just come to my mind and I'm like, let me go talk about that. Let me record a video on that. So let me know if you want similar kind of chit chats. And also let me know if you want me to do another more detailed video on the types of things that women can do if they want to really think about having their own identity outside of a relationship, and the kind of things that they should pursue. One of my favorite topics, so I'm more than happy to do that. But thank you guys for watching, and as usual, just make sure that you like, comment and subscribe, and see you guys in the next video.